I'm Joyce Coleman, and I am an educator. I've been an educator for a long, long time. I started out as a classroom teacher, and I started teaching gifted and talented children. I took that talent of working with gifted and talented children, and I brought it here to Charleston in 1999 when I interviewed for a position as a dean. And I met with then Superintendent Dr. Ron McWorth. And Dr. Ron McWorth offered me a position of principalship. So I walked out of the classroom into a principalship down at Mount Zion on Johns Island in 1999. At that time, Mount Zion was a D- school. And in 2 years, I brought it up to a B school, getting the Palmetto Silver. So when I left here, my mom was ill. I went back to Virginia, that's home. I went back to Norfolk, Virginia, to kind of look after my mom because I'm an only child. And I carried all those skills that I'd used at Mount Zion, all the skills I had as a gifted and talented teacher, into a principalship there. And I had one of the lowest performing schools in Portsmouth, Virginia at that time. And I used all those skills. I gave us a branding of the gifted place. And the kids came to school with that idea, you know, I'm gifted, I've got this together, I've got something to be proud of, because we all have our gifts. And the superintendent at that time met me and was very impressed with what I was doing in the school. Before the year was out, he got a position in Baltimore and he left. And a new superintendent came in. And of course, whenever somebody new comes in, it's like, oh my gosh, you know, I got this new person. And one day, the new superintendent came over to see me. And he says, you know, I've heard a lot about you. And I'm like, yeah? He said, yeah. He says, and I want to know how you do what you do. And I told him, you know, how I group kids together, and I like having the boys separated from the girls, and I saw gains that way. And I am in the classroom. I'll get in there and work with teachers, and kids see me as a help agent rather than just the person in charge of the school. And he came back another time and he says, you know, the governor's asking for people to serve in leadership for the state. And I'm like, and I thought he was telling me about something he was going to do. And he says, and I have appointed you to go and sit down and meet with the governor and talk to him about what you do in your school. And I said, okay. And I went. I met with Governor Mark Warner. He's now Senator Mark Warner. And I told him. So I was elected as one of 10 principals, as one of 10 of the best principals in Virginia, to be a turnaround specialist in the state of Virginia. And I got my training from UVA in that area. And so I went on with that, and one of the things that they asked us in turnaround is to come up with a branding. And I use the same branding I used in Charleston. I used the gifted place. And what would be a strategy we would use? And I had already tried and tasted a little bit of separating boys from girls. And so I did that. And the scores jumped. They just jumped. And in the time that I was at Emily Spong, we went, in a 3-year period, we became not the bottom school anymore, but among the top 3 elementary schools in that area and among the top 10 in the state. And so that kind of just propelled me everywhere I went. I said, the girls over here, in the testing areas, not the younger ones, but in the testing areas, girls separated from boys. And I always asked, can I have an all-boys school? Can I have an all-boys school? And I never, public school just didn't fit into that. And so I retired. And I was going to retire and do some consulting when I wanted to and travel and all that. Nah, I wanted more. And so I was talking to a friend of mine in the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. It was on our anniversary day, and I was talking to her. I said, you know, I keep saying I want to start a school. I said, I want to start a school. And I wanted to name it for my father. And I thought, because he was such a push with education. And she says, if you want to start a school, you know, they're doing charter schools here in Charleston, you know, and of course I was in Virginia then. So I thought about it, and I put in the application. I talked to a few people. I put the application in. It was a struggle. It was a struggle, almost 2 years to struggle. Back and forward, traveling up and down that road for every meeting with parents, having conferences. I mean, it became my life. It totally assumed my little savings account just took it right away from me, and I'm still paying because I'm still staying in a hotel. But you know, that's, I think, part of what you do when you're committed to something, when you believe in something. And so, you know, with prayer and a lot of help from people here in Charleston, because I didn't know anybody here. This is my husband's hometown. I didn't know anybody could help me as a person to be on my board, any of that. I had to rely on people to know people to help me to get this done. And I met a young man through somebody else that became my chairman, but became my confidant. He was the person that made the connections for me, helped me have the meetings and things. And can I name him? Yeah, Mr. Cass Singleton, Castile Singleton, we call him Cass. I mean, just came through like a brother, you know. He just came, you know, I call and say I cry. He like, okay, stop the tears, we're gonna move on, you know. And would not give up, wouldn't give up, even times when people wanted to push us down. I said, I ain't giving up. He said, I got you, I'm with you, you know, and we made this work. And so I got the opportunity, I got the blessing to have an all-boys school. And it will not fail. It is confirmed that it will not fail. We'll give it all we got. We have children that have come and left, and some, you know, you knew, don't really want to give you a chance. They want you to be instantaneously perfect. It takes time to be perfect, but we're working. Now, we're building and sending up that timber to get where we need to be. And so I take, you know, how much we started when our first group of registration, we had like 110 kids, 110 boys ready to come. And it took a long time for us to get approved. People got disenchanted and they went to other places. They left, they didn't come back. And so we bounced back and forward. People come in, people leave, people come in. So right now we're running a steady 77. But we're not turning anybody down wanting to be a part of this school, because what I'm saying to everyone that comes in this year, you have something no other student, no other year will have. You're a founding student. You're one of the first kids of something that will be great. And you know, and you keep telling people it's going to be great, it's going to be great. I know it's going to be great. They have to believe that it's going to be great to be a part of it. We've got some rambunctious little boys, and I think that's what we talked about when I wrote the charter was they are movable. They just their little bodies, they want to move, they want to touch, they want to go. You know, they like, oh my gosh, can you be still? No. Can you stop talking? No. You know, so what do? We challenge that energy and other things in other ways to get them moving. So we have a before school where they go in, they have breakfast, and then they have newsroom where they actually are learning the parts of the paper. I bring USA's 10 to 15 of them in a day, and they break the parts apart, even to kindergarten. And they go through, if they don't do anything else, they read the picture, they tell the story of what they believe it is. They know political forces, they know what's going on in this world to a certain extent. And so in the afternoon, we are now challenging more impact in our afternoon. We are getting a musical program that's coming in that's doing drumline and keyboarding. We've got a teacher coming in to do soccer. We're looking for someone for dance. Hopefully we would get dance. I would like to see a troupe of maybe 15 or 20 kids doing tap or hip hop for that matter. And so the boys choir will be a total school-wide thing that we're doing. And every boy will be a member of the Boy Scouts. We are doing 2 troops here, 2 dens for the little guys and the ones that are in 4th grade that are moving on. We try to do the physical part. They have recess twice a day. They have physical education 2 to 3 times a day, depending on 2 to 3 times a week, I'm sorry, depending on grade level. Isokinetic chairs are available for every boy. Some of them are not quite ready to, they want to do a lot of things on that chair, and so they get to use it every once in a while. But we have, if you look out in the hallway, we have the game boards where they will learn how to play checkers, chess, and backgammon. And this Friday, 3rd and 4th graders are going on a movie date with me. I've invited all of them on a movie date, and we're going to see the Queen of Cotway. It is a story about girls, but it's also a story about how to build a dream and how to build character. and to believe in oneself. And so that's the reason why they're going to see, and they're very excited about that. So we're trying to do a lot, trying to make sure that they get the exposure for, I guess I'm answering more questions than you asked me, but that's who I am. I kind of just went on into the school. Okay. I've worked with both all girl, all boy in the midst of a public school. I saw the greatest gain from boys quicker in the areas that we needed them to grow in. They were doing good in math and science. It was the reading, the literacy part. And I felt like a lot of our boys are in the situation they're in because they cannot read. And I think reading is crucial. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to open another school, and it will be girls and boys, but they will be separated within one building. I think that's a good concept. But the reason for the immediate for the boys, I found that there was a greater need. There was something that I had done before, and I saw the greatest success for me and what I did in turning around schools. I saw it happen more with the boys. But when I look at it and I do the research, and that's why I'm thinking, yeah, maybe I'll do all girls the next time, or I'll do a split. The girls are in need too. Their needs a little different, but they are in need too. And I will tell you, I had countless people ask me, as I was doing this, doing the charter and all that, when are you going to do something for the girls? When are you going to do something for the girls? And I said, it's coming. It's coming, because I know there's a need. Now, this school is not for African American children. It's for all children in Charleston, South Carolina. I just so happened who came to me. And that's okay. That's okay. That's who came to me this time. Who knows who's going to come to me the next time, you know? It's, like I said, as we get better, the whole aura will change. As we show what we do, it'll change. I believe that too. Our hope, when you're trying to build a charter, you find a place to start. Our hope is that by the time my fourth graders now get into fifth and sixth, parents will say, I would like to see this go all the way to high school. And then we'll have that leverage to then amend and go on to a higher level with them. We will have, when they leave here, they will have the advanced math. For some of them that have it, we're getting ready to start our Saturday school program. They'll have the advanced math, the advanced foreign language, so that when they go into high school, they're ready, whether it's with me or someplace else. Anything for our school to be an icon of excellence. I want people in the community to be proud that they sent their son here, or their grandson is a part of this. And that years to come, as our quality expands, as we grow, people of all races will see Prestige as it's an excellent school. And I know that with excellent comes quality of academics. That's it. And then the arts. And so with the things that we're bringing in, I want it to be that the kid that would have gone to school, gotten out at 3 o'clock, maybe latchkey, maybe someplace other than an extracurricular thing, will look at this and say, I can go over there and I can learn this and I can learn that, because that's what they're doing. And I want it to be, our boys are so strong. When they speak in the community, they speak quality, they speak truth, they speak the value of Prestige. And so, yeah, we have work to do. But some of them already started that conversation. Why they we got the Cool School Award. We just started, but we got the Cool School Award. We're on Channel 2 several times. They know why they want to be here. They know what they like. And that's pretty cool for them. A month into it, they have an idea of what's valuable here, what's different here. So that I really want it to be a place where others want to come and be a part of. It's very simple for me, and I guess, and sometimes I have to plague myself with this and say, I see others my age and they've already shut the door. I guess I don't look at me as my age, I look at me at my ability and my drive and my desire. We need as many people as we can pull together to bring this together for our children. And so I haven't given up. I've just, even when I immediately retired, I never stopped. I still worked as a consultant, but it wasn't enough. I like being with the kids. I like saying, you better sit yourself down and be quiet. That's not how that's going to work. You're not going to treat me that way. I'm embarrassed. You hurt my feelings. I like having those conversations. I like them looking at me in a way of, she cares. She wants to help. I'm a grandmother. These are children that are the age of my grandchildren. And I'm looking at it and saying, you know, I give to them. I have so much more to give. Like I'm not dead. And when I die, I probably die in the setting of a school. Because that's me. I thrive on it. I feel that there is a need for many of the retired educators to come back to the table and just, what can I do? What can I give? Don't cut life off. When he's ready for you to come, he's going to come for you and you're going to go. Until he tell me, look, girl, I'm ready for you to go. You need to sit down. I'm going to keep on rolling. I can still walk. I even have back problems. And you know what? Since I've been here, I think a lot of our mental anguish caused us to hurt and be in pain. I ain't paid no attention to the back. I got sick. I said, okay, now, you know, God, you know what my heart, where I want to go. And I tell you, within 24 hours of having that deep down conversation, I was getting better and better and better, because I had gotten to the point I was kind of doctoring myself, which is kind of crazy. But I got myself together. I got on the straight and narrow because I do have things to do. And in time, you know, somebody told me the other night, said, it's not about you, not about this person. It is about these children. And that's it. That keeps me going. They get me up every morning. I need to get a house. I haven't even found out. By the time I leave here in the afternoon, all I can do is go get me something to eat, take a shower, and go to bed. But I tell you what, between 4:30 and 5 o'clock, I'm up, ready to get out here, to be here for them. Between 7 and 7:15, I'm here.